Praise the Lord, my beautiful, blessed souls. We're here again, bruised and not broken. Well, I have another word that I wanted to share. It's just some stuff that is going on between the world itself. It's just so much going on right now. Like I said, every day there's something going on in this world, all around the world, different things. I see one of the things that's going on here is when they had the Met Gala, and of course I had spoke about it the other day with the Met Gala, and I was talking about the things that go on with the Met Gala, and when we look at the symbolisms and all of these other things, and so now I see they were talking about how I believe it was Charlemagne had said that there is that Jesus died in vain or for no reason or whatever have you. And he was talking to someone on a program, and they were just kind of going back and forth. But the agenda of this world, not just Hollywood, but Hollywood has a major part in it. It's Hollywood. It's, like I said, it's all over the world. It's not just America. Some people say it's just America. It is not. It is the whole world, and the world and its satanic systems. Now, I want to address black people because we do have a lot of anger. We tend to be led astray. We tend to go because of our feelings and our emotions. This is how we get caught up with false teachings, false prophets, false this, whatever. We get caught up in the hype and the hoopla because we have had to endure a lot of injustice, a lot of hatred, a lot of anger, a lot of hurt. And this is why I have been, myself on a journey of healing, because as long as we're walking around with these deep wounds and unhealed and all of that, the anger, the bitterness, all of these things, the unforgiveness is going to spew out. And inside of us is walking balls of fiery anger, evilness. Now, we all have experienced things here. I know it's a lot when it comes to the injustice, when it comes to white people. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not going to sit here and say we're not supposed to love everyone, because God tells us to do so. Also, I'm not going to sit here and say that what they do is right, because it is not. And it's not right in our eyes, and neither is it right in God's eyes. But see, they're using that as a weapon, including with our childhoods and everything else, to keep us the way that we are, in bondage with anger, hurt, disappointment, discouragement, fear, all of these different distresses, discouragement, doubt, and this is what I was talking about when I was talking about the books that I was talking about, because I'm reading my Bible, but I'm also, because I'm seeing what is going on, how these things are being used as tools, how the devil is using our own trauma, our own unhealed hurt, pains, injustices, whatever that, whether it's us in our mental, emotional, physical, financial, or spiritual lives. If it's in the spiritual realm, if it's in the natural realm, it's in both. They're both collided. And understand something. We're not going to say slavery was something, because this is one of the ways that a lot of people end up in these other cults, other religions, because of their anger and their hurt, especially blacks. They're looking for something. But in the beginning, we must understand, because I myself was researching a lot of this stuff, and I was asking God, does he hate black people? Why are we cursed? And if so, then why? And it goes back to Exodus. And I believe if you go back to some of my videos in the beginning, I went through the whole book of Exodus, and I kind of explained it and went through it, because God kind of showed me, through the bloodlines. And yes, black people, we are the chosen people, but we do go through a lot more. And there's a reason for that. Our disobedience. When we came out of Exodus, when we came out of Egypt, and we started adapting all of these other types of idols and calves and all those things, when they were worshiping them. Why? Because that was stuff that they did in Egypt. Why? Because they learned it there. And that's where the pharaohs and them had them enslaved. And it's what I'm talking about, our enslaved mentality. When you're trying to get free, or when you've been set free in the natural, your mind has to be freed. And because we have been so brainwashed between any and every culture, religion has always done this to us, including our own selves. But we must understand something. The Ethiopian Bible, because they say it is a white man's religion, and I know that that is what people tend to think, but in all actuality, it's not. And the bottom line is simply this. This is why they're using it. Because they don't want you to accept Jesus Christ. They want you to not only go through all the torment here on earth, but also leave here and go through more torment. Now, don't think for one moment that the ones who are tormenting us are going to get away with it. When Jesus come back, he's going to settle everything. Now, what our job is to do is to turn back to him and leave all these idols and all these adultery of worshiping all these other things that we have been worshiping, and turn back to him. He was very specific with us. He said we shall not have any other gods before him. This is one of the first actual commandment. When he went into covenant with them, Abraham, all these other, he told them specifically, he will bless them, make them a blessing, generation after generation. All of these things, curse those who curse them, if they would what? Be in covenant. Live their life, love him, put him first, be in relationship with who? With him. Have no one, no other God, no other. Why? Because he is a jealous God, and he will not allow them to worship any other God. He told them he is the I am, the creator of the heavens and earth. He told this to who? Moses. When he was asked what his name was. And he said, I am the I am. What does that mean? He is the beginning, the end, the everything. He is the creator of all. People walk around here talking about they are gods. Now, we're made in the image of God. And all of us are not God's children. Don't get it twisted, because the devil has his seed running around here that he has conjured up himself, whether it's from mermaids. And don't think that he don't. They call them the reptilians. And when you look at them in their bloodline, the reptilians, this is what they are doing. The 13 families, whatever you want to call them. This is who is running the world. And we must understand that. And they are not of God. They are what the synagogue of Satan is, what Jesus said. You are of Satan, your father, the devil. So we're not going to sit here and make it seem like we don't already understand that. Now, whether they're white or black in the natural realm, the bottom line is their bloodline for either you are of God or you are of the devil, one or the other. And either you have taken up with God or you have taken up with the devil. The devil and them, they have powers. They do certain things because they know of the stuff that they had when they were in heaven. They were cast down. They had certain things that they were able to do. So they uses these things, and they uses these different religions and different deities in order to do these things. And the one thing that they have used against us, like I said, is slavery. But when you look in the Bible and it says that we would be, vagabonds and sold and no one would buy us and sent all over the world, the chosen was the original people of God, that you will see where we actually are. But we're not above God. We are made in his image, but we're not God. And if we were, all of the things that we see transpiring on this world, if we're God, then why can't we do something about it? Everybody's angry with God about it, but if you say you're God, why can't you do something about it? Charlemagne says he's a God. That's what he says. Everybody's talking about they God this and God that, and you could do this and you can do that. Well, show it. And for those who do have some powers, because there's going to be one that's going to come that does have some powers and can do some stuff, and folks still going to be, because it's still not going to be the powers of the I am. They're all submitted up under him. Understand something. Their powers are not great or greater than his, and anything they have, they usually steal, they conjure up, and they mix in a little bit of what he has going on in the natural realm and in the spiritual for their own gain. This is how they gain access to powers or sorcery or whatever it is that they're doing. It's not, because they're using the laws of the world, meaning of the heavens. that they know of that they can use, and they're getting it from who else? The ones who are up there, who are using it illegally. So when we look at these things, we must understand. And we as white people, we want something so bad, and I get it. We want to have power. We want to have, why? Because we've been through so much injustice. We've been through so much hurt, so much pain. So much unfortunate things have happened. I get it, and the anger and the wanting to get back. But don't think that the ones who are doing this is gonna get away. They don't get away either. If they don't repent, they will go straight to hell. God is not a man that he should lie or be mocked. You will reap what you sow here on earth, and when you leave here, you are going to reap. You do not repent, you do repent, you're still gonna reap what you sow. Don't ever get it twisted. So when we sit here and we look at these situations and we look at what's going on in the world, everyone wants to worship and praise but these other deities. And actually, they're forcing on us and taking God out of everything. They're saying, oh, people should be free, we shouldn't force it on them. We're not forcing our religion. If we look at what is really going on, they are forcing what they do upon us. You can't even go in your job and say, a tranny, or you can't. It's certain things you got to use pronouns, and then to be a heterosexual, a normal straight person in a relationship, it's like an abomination here, when it should be the total opposite. This is what we're not going in the restrooms, teaching of our children, all of the things. If you people do not wake up and see what exactly the devil is doing, because he's using everything against us. Our emotions, our religion, our walk with Christ, everything, our money, our mental, and physical, emotional, financial, spiritual, everything against us. We think, oh, because it's a white man's religion. No, the cultures and the stuff that they're doing, and when you look at it, and when you look at other people who are in it or have been in it, and they discuss it with you, and they tell you what has happened throughout it, and what they were doing, and what they were, had to do. A lot of these people get into these things thinking one thing, and by the time they get into it, because they're chasing one thing, the money, the fame, the power, then they realize what it really is going on, because the devil's never going to tell you in the beginning that, oh, you're going to have to sacrifice your child, or, oh, you're going to have to do this. You're going to have sex with a snake. You're going to have to go and sleep in a coffin with a dead person overnight or for a week. They don't tell you that. Oh, you gotta have sex with all these people and drink pee and all. Don't you see? Have sex in the butt as a man and even as a woman, and do all of these nasty things that I talked about was unclean. Nasty, unclean. Having folks feces on you during sex and urinating on you and in your mouth. Don't you see what these people are doing? And they want to promote it as if it's normal and it's just something to do. Like, come on. And people still are okay with these people and what they did. And I'm not saying you're supposed to hate people. You're supposed to love them and pray for them anyway. Right. But what they're doing is not right. Let's not sit here and make it seem like it's right. It is not in our eyes, in God's eyes. Stop sweeping it under the rug. Talk about pulling up. You need to point some of this stuff out, because being swept under the rug is only doing what? It's only making it worse for other people, because then they're running into it and they're having to deal with it and didn't know about it either. When you knew, and you could have opened your mouth and you could have said something to help somebody else. And whether they did it after that, that's on them. But see, usually the ones who do the right is the ones who get hated, because they're telling the truth, and those are the ones that everybody hates. In Jesus' case, it was the same thing. Jesus came and died, and it's sad he came and died for people, for his own people that will worship any and everybody else. And the ones that they worship is his total enemy. And he came here to save us, to love us, have a relationship with us, and we treat him the way we do. Like an afterthought. And we only want to be bothered when we in help, when we need something, when we sick, when we dying, when we this, when things go wrong. And other than that, we hate him. We don't want to be bothered. We want to ignore. We want to downgrade. Oh, it was nothing. Oh, it's a lie. We don't want to live right. We don't want to do none of these things. And it is so sad. It is such an inconvenience. We don't like it. We like everything else but him and what's right, because now we got to change. Now we got to do something different. Now we can't have sex outside of marriage. We can't make no excuses about it. Now we can't drink. Now we can't smoke. Now we can't party, get high, go to all of these things, listen to all these music, do all these things. Oh, because it is an inconvenience now. We have gotten so used to being in our bondage, we in our mess that they call when you feces and or you have in a mess and you just sit there because you're not even smelling the stench anymore. Everything that you're doing, you don't smell it because you done got so used to it. So it's like, oh, let's just be here. Like you brainwashed, but you just don't even bother. Let's just stay right here. And the sad part is the healing journey really starts when you notice and realize something is wrong and that brainwashing is over or the spell is off of you. And now you have to actually come out and do something different, because living with someone who is nasty and in bondage and being enslaved and then leaving that and your mind is so messed up, you got this Stockholm syndrome. Now you come and you live somewhere good and someone is loving you and you feel like they're the enemy because they're doing something wrong. And this is the state of what we're at right now in this world. Anything good is something foreign. We're not used to that. We're used to the opposite. So in all actuality, we have to be able to heal in order to live a life we should have been living anyway. That's sad. We blame God, but it's our choices. It's our decisions. They made a decision to even after God rescued them, saved them over 400 years of slavery, they in the wilderness made a golden calf, started worshiping it. Of all the jewelry and the gold that God allowed them to leave with out of Egypt with, after the 400 and some years of pure slavery. Now, don't get me wrong. All these people talking about, I get it. Being black, a culture, all this other stuff. They want to use honey. These people don't care nothing about you. None of them never did. And anything they doing and getting you into is only for their own benefit. Don't get these things twisted. I don't care what nation, what country, what color they are. Because even our own black people is some of the worst black people. So when you talk about slavery, honey, they went over there to get slaves. And who helped with the slave trade? The own black African people helped sell their own people. Why? Because they wanted the arms. Why? Because they were in wars, tribal war. They want to win. Everybody want to win, be on top. They pride, their ego. They want to run. They want to rule. They want to have kingdoms. And no, God didn't want us to have kingdoms. He didn't never want us. No, he wanted us to have him. Because he knew that these things would happen, and they always wanted a king. They always wanted a priest. They always wanted someone over them. For what? God, he brought them out. He allowed he used Moses, okay, to bring them out. He wanted a relationship with him himself. No, what happened? They want a king. What you need a king for? Everybody else got a king. So everything everybody else doing, this is how we got into this. And so now we're into it in all these other religions, and they talk about, these African religions is just, that's the start of all of this in the first place. That's the reason we're in the bondage and got enslaved again and sent all over the world. And why? Because we still didn't get it. We are still worshiping other gods. He said, I will have no other God. You will have no other God before me. You will worship no other God before me. Read the first commandment says, I am your God, the Lord your God. You shall have no other gods before me. I am the only one. And he said it and he meant it. And that was the first commandment. You must obey. Yes, you cannot have another God. You cannot worship, idolize, make any of these things, graven images, all these things. When you look at what he was talking about, this is what's to keep us from where we are now. But we're mad with God because we did not listen to God from the beginning. We listened to the devil. We listened to these people. We listened to everyone else but what God and what he was telling us. Now we're being brainwashed by other human beings who are telling us all this other stuff. But at the end of the day, we must understand something. Some of them are telling the truth, some of them are not. And some of them are telling you whatever they want to tell you for their own benefit. And that's the main reason for all of this stuff, because people are benefiting, profiting off of this stuff. But it's sad because in the end, it doesn't matter about our color, none of that. When Jesus Christ cracked that sky, he come back. The ones in Hollywood, even the racists, all these people, if they think for one, and not even then, because the time of trial and tribulation before he even come back, that's going to be hard. We must understand, whether you black, white, Puerto Rican, this, that, and the third, we are all going to suffer. It ain't going to be listen, You people need to get your minds right. I had a dude the other day come into the job, and it was so crazy because he was so upset. And I'm sitting here and I'm just trying to assist him. But he's so, oh, you this and you. And I'm sitting here and I'm like, and it is because he's an older, and I'm not saying this to say like that, he's an older white man. So he's talking about America being great. Okay, we get it. I'm saved. I love the Lord. It is what it is. Lord, just help me, deal with this situation. He's upset because I work at a shelter. So if you're here, you need assistance, which is okay. I'm going to assist you. But if you think this is the Ritz-Carlton and this is the way you're acting, and you're telling me, oh, well, because this place is a 501(c) and all of this, I get it. They should have, listen, they have what they have here. And you ought to be glad they have that here. And at the end of the day, if you're not, I don't know what else to tell you, sweetheart. But what I will tell you is simply this. Either you're going to accept what we have in the services or you're not. If you do not like and want to accept the services that we have here, please understand you can go somewhere else. But see, wanting to be privileged, thinking and feeling like you're always privileged because that's the way. Please understand something. You will be like every other Negro in the street right now because guess what? With everything Trump and whoever else is doing, prophecies being fulfilled. No one is going to be sitting on high except for those evil, wicked ones. And those are the ones you're going to have to go through. Them same gatekeepers. And those are the ones that either you're going to sell your soul for a sack of food or a grain of meal or whatever, because they get to the point with the carbon footprint situation, they're going to charge you for air, the breathe air that God gave us. Now, if y'all want to be mad with me as a black person, as a woman, as whatever it is, you American, for other people around the world, whatever, I have no control and we never did. Not me, especially black people. So I don't even want to hear any of that. Y'all gonna get what we've been getting all this time. And you gonna have to deal with it the way we've been dealing with it all this time. I don't care what you had, what you was, where you was in life. When it is time for these things to transpire, you could be in a bunker, you could be wherever. You can't hide from God, sweetheart. So if y'all think y'all gonna be in the bunkers, you done did all your evil wickedness, you hiding from God, thinking he ain't coming to get you, sweetheart, he will be there to get you. You can't hide from him. He gonna be there. You gonna make account for everything you said and did here. Whether it was right and wrong, whether it was to a black person or not, whether it was on your job, I don't care what it was, who it was, when, where, people, place, thing, whatever. Whatever you did, oh, he's just gonna roll back your whole life. So it ain't gonna be no because that's gonna be you on there, player. Just like you go in the store and somebody steal and they see him on the camera, boo-boo, that was you right there. You can't even argue about that. You did that, ma'am, sir. And he ain't about to ask nobody about nobody else's life but they own. He gonna ask you about yours, ask me about mine. That's how that's gonna go. Ain't gonna have a clip, roll a clip. Roll your whole life before your eyes. Everything you ever said and did in private and in public, folks don't know you like they really thought. Honey, you everything you did gonna be right there. You can't hide because God sees and hears everything. But these people already know that there's something hiding them. There's a power. And a lot of them know the truth, but they just don't want to accept it because they pride in their ego. They don't want to swallow the fact that they messed up instead of just swallowing it, saying they're sorry and going back to God and being forgiven. Because even if you're caught up in that cut and you want to get out and you got to do all this extra stuff that you didn't want to do, all you got to do is repent and come up out of it. Yeah, you're going to lose your money. You're going to lose a lot of things. But is it worth it? Yes, it is. A lot of them folks have to sacrifice their children because the devil don't give you nothing without you having to give him nothing back in return, sweetie. And when it's time to pay the piper, oh, he ain't playing and he ain't about to be nice with you. He don't care. Ain't no crying, ain't no tears, honey. And most of the time, he don't want money. He want lives. You gonna get it back in blood. That's how they gonna want. Why? Because that's what they want. They want money, fame, power. He wants blood. Why? Because it's energy for them to live well, to look good. Why? That's what they live on, because they don't have access to what we have access here. God has cursed them not to be able to get the nutrients and the stuff that we get. So they need us to get it. This is why they use us. When he was cursed to eat the dust of the, that's what he gonna eat. Dust, dirt, us, blood, whatever. Can't real food, no, unless they getting in you and they coming as demons inside of you, and that's when they want all of this stuff. Them demons inside of you that want sex and want this, and out of the blue you don't know. Oh, now you were horny and you ain't been thinking about sex. That ain't you. That's them demons in you, boo. Craving sex, craving food, craving attention, craving whatever. Why? Because they want it. They want it. They don't have it without us, without a body. So please don't get wrapped up into this stuff when it comes to, seeing these people walking around doing, like I said before, do you really want what they got? Because you got to go through, oh, you want a nice body? You ready to go kill some folks and drink some blood? Because this is what they doing behind the scenes, including children, molesting them, killing them, all kinds. It's sad and it's terrible, but it is what it is. Now, we're not excused to, like I said, the black and white thing, it has been here. But don't let it be an excuse to go run to these other religions, and then you end up worse off than you started. Why? Because God already said he don't want you. This is how it started in these other religions. He's already said that. He been said that. And if you're going to be his people, if you're going to be blessed, if you're going to be, you must live according to the way. And if not, you are living in sin. And the devil has all right to attack you and your household, your family, your friends, and everything else. And don't be mad when that happens in certain things and situations. People die, people get sick. Don't be mad when these things happen and you are angry with God because you chose to stay with that person. You chose to be in fornication. You chose to continue to live a life of sin. This is what you chose. This is what you wanted. You didn't want to stop smoking weed. You didn't want to stop doing this. No, you wanted to continue to be with your baby mama or to sleep around with all these chicks. As a woman, you continue to have all these babies by all these different men. You didn't want to stop. You never got married. You never consulted God. You never gave your life repentant, wanted to live a holy life. If you did get saved, you're playing back and forth the field. You're not really saved. Listen, all of that, it got to go. Time is running out. And remember, we the ones on time frame. Devil, they don't live in time. We do. But he know the time. When the time is up here, he know his time is up there. And that's why he's doing all he can. So this is why you see them promoting all the fame, all the wealth, all the this, because people are desperate. And when you are in desperate, dire need, a desperate situation, you do desperate things. And this is what happens. This is how they get you. Okay? Remember when Jesus was up on hill and he was fasting and he was offering him all of these things. Why? Because Jesus was at a point where he was at his lowest. Why? He ain't ate, he hungry. But guess what? If I ask him for this now while he down and now, he might just take it. See, out of desperation. So they're gonna make us be in desperate situations, and that's what they're gonna pounce on you. And then a lot of folks don't think they won't pounce on you with your high horse, because you could be at the high horse, Taraji P. Henson. You made it. You went there, you made it. And then now you got to go and do this, what you doing, because you messed up when you went against Oprah. So then they blackballed you. So now you got to go and do something else in order to make you come back. You got to go sacrifice now. Whatever deity you started out with, whoever you was rolling with, now you got to go do something. This is how that go. So when you see them evolving and changing and looking different, every couple of years they got to give up something. They got to do something. They even may have to kill a lot of them and their children. If you notice, they family members go missing, dead, whatever. Pay attention. Honey, don't think the devil won't have you intentionally sacrifice your own child, your own mama. Kanye said he had to sacrifice his mama. What part of that don't y'all understand? Shoot, I remember Michael Jordan, his father ended up somewhere, and I remember Ennis Cosby. Listen, look at these people and what really be going on, honey. Oh, something tragically happened to their child, or they this, or they that, or they sister, they bro, or they this one got this. Them people be sacrificing. Have you with some poison, me that gave you something and got you where you had a family gathering and you the one end up with the cancer or the sickness. That slipped you something, did something to you. Gotta sacrifice you. You the one gotta go. Why? For them to get to the next level, because they want more money. They want more power. They want more influence. They want more fame. So they pick which one and they decide and they go ahead and do their plan. Usually it's the one that don't cooperate. Usually it's the one that ain't being bothered like that. Usually it's the one they don't get along with. The one that gonna tell the truth and not be bothered. What they call them, the black sheep. Everybody want to be the goat. When you look up goat, that's that Baphomet symbol, honey. The go head. You might want to be a sheep or a lamb. I'd rather be a sheep or a lamb. I don't want to be nobody's goat. God say He's going to destroy them goats. Prideful, they did. They even have a Judas lamb or goat. They said that'll lead them right on into to be sent on, to be, what you call it? To the slaughter. They will implant people in your life to destroy you. Whenever you see somebody come into your life and drag your life down completely, that's what they were sent to do. God sends some to help you, and the devil sends the other ones to destroy you. Don't be no fool. Pay attention. Because that one situation could be a 10, 15 year, that mistake could take you 15, 20 years to fix, and they know if they do it and get you at the right time, it'll mess your whole life up. You'll be stagnated, delayed, backwardness, cycles, patterns. You'll have them thoughts that is terrible, negative is I don't know what. Then you have them patterns and the cycles that'll continue of nothing but stagnation, delay, and backwardness. Where you're doing, but you're not getting anywhere. Pay attention. People, places, things around you. The ones who care and the ones who don't. The ones who want to be around you and play like and pretend like they love you, like you, and they don't. Can't stand everything about you. They think you don't know, because when you around them, they act like everything's okay. But in no actual, they don't like you. They can't stand you. They'll never tell you that to your face. But honey, I promise you, all their actions will show you how they really feel. You're supposed to love them anyway. And I understand. We want justice. We want vindication. We want righteous judgments. We do. And I pray that God will do that every day, and even in my own life with the stuff that I deal with. But some of these things you may see here, you may see on the other side, you may never see them. You may not never get an apology. You may not get none of that. You may not even see it here. And the way it will look like to you, the way God would do it, wouldn't be the way you would think it would be. But He knows, and He has the answers. And you just have to give Him the hurt. You have to give Him work on that, because the injustices here, people cannot just sweep it away. No, especially when it's done to black people. No, you cannot just say sweep that away. White people go through things, yes they do. Other races go through things, yes they do. But on the scale that black, especially black Americans go through, do not be just so nonchalant about it. And I think that's what the problem is. People are very nonchalant when it comes to you and your pain. But when it's them and theirs, it needs to be taken seriously. So respect it. And on top of that, okay, because we all have our issues in Christ. Like I said, when it comes to Christ, every last one of us sin. To this day, Christ been going 2,000 years. We still sinning. He went to the cross. They done did all of that to Him when He came here. And we still doing what we doing. So I'm quite sure, this grieves Him tremendously. When we think about injustice and righteous vindications, if anybody should want any of that, it should be Jesus. He should want it for us, every last one of us, to pay for everything. Hello. So if He's not doing all of that right now. And he's giving us time, and he will do his righteous vindication and justice and all of that for all of this stuff in his time. And he does it, because when you sit back and you look at certain situations, it may not be what, I tell people all the time, you do whatever you want to me. Now, from now, honey, whether I know about it or not. Don't worry. Don't even worry about it. Because just like I know I got to pay for any and everything I do, I know that you will too. And it may not be today or tomorrow. And I may not even know what you did. And I may not know it till way after. But I promise you, the one thing, two things, something I do know, you going to pay for it whether I know it or not. I may not even find out till way after. Oh, well, eventually I will know. Hopefully on this side. But understand, you will. Whether I ain't got to do nothing to you. God got eyes. He's seen it all. Everything you said, everything you did. In my face and behind my back. It's okay. I might be hurt about it. Be hurt about the things that was done in my face, behind my back. If I found out about, yeah, these are things you got to heal from. And as I told you, I was going through my own little stuff, and I was trying. I'm still going through it because, when you've been hurt for so long, you've been going through so much. And I would even say this when it comes to Black people, just as a whole, just in this world as a whole, when you've gone through so much injustice, when you've gone through so much, oppression and stuff like that. Yes, you do get angry. You do get bitter. Don't sit here and say you are hurt, you are angry, you are bitter, you want vengeance, you want judgment, you want to see these people pay. Don't sit here and act like you don't, because you do. And those are one of the first things we have to go through the stages of it. But, and especially if it's continuing to happen, as I said, Jesus is because we continue to sin. Even after he came, went to the cross, all that, we was continuing to sin. Like he came here and he went through all of that, and we just don't even care for the people he loved and care. And it's sad. We got to get it together. It is so sad. But I want to ask a question. Hold on, because I was just reading this earlier. Hold on, and I'm going to share it. It's called Living for Self. 2 Corinthians 5:15. He died for everyone, so that those who receive his new life will no longer live for themselves. Instead, they will live for Christ, who died and was raised for them. What wakes us up in the morning? What is our inspiration behind our rising, our working, and choosing to rest? When we live for ourselves, we might be generous and kind, but ultimately we use those things to improve ourselves. We will be these things because we know it is good for us. But even when we do all the right things, the heart can have a selfish outlook. Pay attention. Christ died for everyone so that those who receive his new life will no longer live for themselves, even without a reward. Even without a reward. We aim for virtue, for the love of Christ. We should have deep within us the desire to live for Christ. Any Christian who lives for himself, even while trying to be virtuous, will find himself burned out and unsatisfied. His virtue has to be built on a foundation of selfless love. Otherwise, it will not persevere. Oh Jesus, I'm all for you in my virtue and my life. I live for you. I dedicate this day to your glory and grace you have shown me. So when we are sitting here and we're thinking about all the things that we do in this world, I was like, dang, Lord, that was just really something. And I have one more to leave you with. And this one says, practicing and preaching. Oh, that my actions would consistently reflect your decrees. Psalm 119:5. We have an enormous resource for living righteously. God's word is filled to the brim with his decrees. And humans, we have spent millennia trying to interpret it and studying it, trying to grow closer in understanding of God and his heart. No amount of head knowledge about God, however, translates into action. This is the plight of the psalmist as he cries out, oh, that my actions would consistently reflect your decrees. The psalmist is a man with a heart for being righteous. The 119th Psalm is the longest, and its theme is one of devout obedience. This writer understands that his actions often fail to live up to what he professes and what God has decreed. Much of faith is process of God weeding out hypocrisy in our lives. Much of faith is a process, wow, of God weeding out hypocrisy in our lives. Jesus. That has snuck in through the years. God is a holy God, and he will not be satisfied with a man whose words contradicts his actions. Dear Jesus, search me and know me. As I learn to know you, may you also know every part of me and make my actions consistently reflect your decrees. These are things that, honey, when I read it today, I was like, ooh, and I'm just sharing it with you because I'm not sharing it with you to beat you down. I'm not sharing it with you, no. But when we are living and we are supposed to be an ambassador, we're supposed to live righteous and holy. Now, I'm going to tell those out there, listen, because we are human, and this is what God himself has said, you can trust in no man. You must worship and follow no man but him. Why? Because this is the reason why. Because man, all of us, human beings, are flawed. When you follow after us, you are followed after a flawed version of God. You need to follow God. Follow Jesus, because he said he's the way, the truth, and the life. We're supposed to lead you not to ourselves, but to him. Because we will stumble and fall right in front of your eyes. We will make mistakes. Please understand, as human beings. We will fumble. We will fall. We will make mistakes. Ain't that what what's his name said? We fall down, but we get up. A saint is just a sinner that fell down and got back up. That's it. That's all a saved person is. A sinner that was saved. They had fallen and got back up and started continuing on the path with the journey with Christ. So please understand that. And please understand that it is not for you to follow us. It's for you to follow him. So whenever you find yourself saying you don't want to be bothered, you want to do this because us, it's not about us. Because we ain't got no heaven or hell to put you in. God is not going to ask you when on the day of judgment, okay, or me, about you. He's going to, unless I'm a pastor or preacher, he will. And their blood will be on your blood will be on their hands. Don't get it twisted. This is why they held to a high regard. But at the same token, when it comes to you yourself, you must be in your word and you must be learning and doing whatever you need to do for you, because God's going to ask you about your life, about what you did or didn't do. So please, like I said, we need to heal. This is a book I praise the Lord for him, Nelson Schumann. And it says freedom from soul wounds and demons. I praise God for him and his ministry. I got Bev Tucker here, Setting the Captives Free. It's a deliverance manual. And it's been really, I thank God for it. And I got this, Get Your Hopes Up, because we need to, and this is one is by Joyce Meyer. You know, like I said before, we can learn from one another. God is going to deal with all of us with our perfections and imperfections. He's used many of every last one of them in the Bible. Fell short, but he used them anyway. So we must understand, even when we come to Christ, that we're going to have to go through a process. The process of salvation is to be cleansed. When we first get saved, we are still, God has to clean us of all the demons, of all the hurt, all the pain, all the stuff in our hearts and in our minds. And it is a process, a lengthy process, and it hurts and it does not feel good. And we have to isolate and we have to go through these things, and we can't be around people. We can't do so. And we have to really be living a righteous life in order for this process to work. And we have to work with God and not against him and allow him to do it. So we must understand these things. God does not want any one of us to go to hell. He wants us to go to heaven. Okay, please understand, hell was not created for human beings. It was created for the devil and his fallen angels and the demons that were going to follow him. Because trust me, in hell you don't die. Whatever torment and pain you have there, it will continue. It's no end to it. So please make your decisions and make them wisely, because the ones who have gone on, if they went there, cannot come back and tell you. Now everybody says at funerals that everyone went to heaven. That's not true, because in the Bible it says a different version of that. It says there's a heaven and a hell, and either you serve one master or you serve the other. And whoever you serve, that master comes and collects that soul at the end of your life. Please don't get that twisted. I love you guys. It's not a cute sermon. This is not a cute situation. Hell ain't cute. Ain't nothing about it cute. And you don't want to go there. And once you're there, you're there. You can't come back. There's no do-overs. So you might want to get it right now. And you might want to investigate and look into whatever it is you're worshiping, praising, dealing with, these deities, these little G's who are only Satan in other versions. And all of his evil, demonic, other fallen angels. We must understand this. Hollywood and all these other people, all of this is nothing but an illusion and a delusion. And it's all filled with manipulation, lies, pride, sorcery, magic. Why? Illusions, to make you think. Deceit, deceitfulness, to make you think things are one way when they are not. That's why when you look at Hollywood and you look at all of what they got going on, that's all that's about. It's about trickery. When you talk about magic and sorcery, it's deceit, it's an illusion, it's trickery. Now, do they mix it in with other things? Yes. Is it powers that they're supposed to have? No. God gives us gifts and talent, right? But they're using them for what? And the stuff they're using is not stuff God gave them and told them to use anyway. So be careful what you're doing. When you see certain symbolisms and you're wearing all of these things and you don't know what they mean, you might want to look it up, because you don't know what you're representing. And when you're out here trying to get, live your life, and everyone's smoking weed and you want to smoke it just because they smoke it, and you don't know that's an extra demon that's in there too, you out of your mind, you got all this alcohol, is nothing but a spirit, you're drinking, you're adding more. People think they're getting away from their problems and trauma. And no, you're not. You get away for a hot second. And then as soon as you finish getting drunk and you back to your right self, the issues and problems of your life are going to be there. They're not going away. And you must deal with them. You can't run and you can't hide from them. You have to deal with them. You have to get to a place in your life where you say, I don't care if it hurts. I don't care if I don't like it. I'm going to sit and deal. There's something to my life that I'm questioning, and I need to figure this out. People look for other religions. People tell them whatever, and they get involved because they feel like they can do it themselves, fix it themselves. And this is a pride of life, because you cannot fix everything yourself. We see that when we see people leave here every day. When we see people leave here that we wanted to stay, we see that every day. Because there's things in life that you yourself, by your own strength, cannot do. And that lets you know right there, you are in yourself is not God. There is a God. But you're not it. You're made in the image of God. If you are one of his children and not one of Satan's, yes, you are. And the choice is yours. You will make the choice, and whatever choice you make, God will, you will be stuck with it. So I'm just saying these things to tell you, if people are gods, they would know everything. They would know how to fix this whole world, do everything. And even, like I said, can't even do that. Because even with testimony, one minute folks will be testifying for the Lord, and the moment things go wrong, they'll be testifying against them. So I can't even say that. But what I will say is, God is real. I know he's real. I'm here to just share and spread what I'm, learning, what he's showing me, my relationship, whatever is going on, to help other people from the things that I found myself in and going through. Why? Because there's a lot of questions and it wasn't any answers. And it's about my own life. Why did it go the way that it went? From beginning to now. And if you really want to know, get in your Bible, start asking God, start praying, start fasting and asking him. He will direct your path. He will help you. There's things he will tell you. There's things he won't tell you. He'll give you a little bit at a time, whatever. If it's meant for you to know, he'll let you know. If it's not the time, he won't. It'll be a vision. It'll be a dream. You'll be walking down the street, whatever it is. But be honest with him, because he knows if you're angry, if you're hurt, if you're this, be honest with him. Because he already knows what you're feeling, what your thoughts are before you even think it. But say it, speak it to him, talk to him, have a conversation. This is what he wants. This is what that was all about. In the garden, when he came down every day and walked with them, talked with them, and had a relationship with them before all of the fall. That's what he wanted with us. We're only separated because of sin. Could you imagine God coming down here and walking, talking with us every day? I said, I don't know what Adam and Eve was thinking about. But then again, hey, they didn't know no better. They thought they wanted more. The devil came and propositioned them with more. They thought they were going to have more. They left what they have to go have more. See? Thought they were losing out, was missing out. Wasn't going to get something, or God was keeping something from them. Lying to them and mistreating them. See? That was the best place they could have been, right there. Being content with what they had and being satisfied instead of running around trying to always get something better or something more. That's all I got to say for y'all. I love you guys with bruised and not broken. Please excuse the way I look because I got to go to work and got to lay down because I got things to do. But anyway, love y'all. I was just, got myself situated and I was like, well, I seen that and I was like, honey, let me, Lord, just use me because, honey, God will not let me sleep. It irritate my soul, my spirit. Love y'all. We are bruised and not broken. Like, share, comment, and subscribe. And, honey, every day I want to... this is a war against the devil, honey. Y'all better be blackening his eyes. Y'all better be trying to blow up his kingdom and his systems each and every day, because he don't mind messing with you in your life. So if you want to fight, the fight is where? In the spirit. It's where on your knees, in your word, and with God, and not against them. Because that's where you going to win at, honey. Not in this natural state. This natural state, But with God, we can do all things because he the one fighting the battles for you. You got to go to him. He the one with the power. Love y'all. Bruised and not broken. Later.